So yesterday, Sharaji explained so that the beginner yogis will understand. In order to know the Nama Rupa, mind and matter that really exist, which are Paramattha, ultimate truth, Sharaji give an example that by noting at the moment of sitting down from standing position, and when being mindful during sitting, one can discern the Nama Rupa, mind and matter distinctly. So Sharaji has not finished explaining on this sitting down process, how to be mindful. So today Sharaji will continue to explain. By noting, observing at the moment of arising, then one will discern what really exists. So one will have this personal knowledge, noting on the object, that what really exists is only Nama, Rupa, mind and matter. So if one is not mindful, there will be wrong view, there will be wrong perception, wrong knowledge, and one will come to have wrong decision, and there will be wrong view, and wrong view will arise. So by having wrong view, one will not know that there is only mind and matter, Nama and Rupa, arising in pair. So lack of mindfulness, not noting the object, he, she will not know the Nama, mentality, and Rupa, materiality, and one does not know there are series of mentality and series of materiality. So not knowing the truth, there will be moha, delusion. So there are two kinds of avijja, two kinds of ignorance. Not knowing the truth is apatipatti avijja, and knowing wrongly is micca patipatti avijja. So in this way, the two kinds of ignorance can arise if one does not note at the moment of arising, and there will be wrong view. So there is an example when someone has cataract in the mind, cataract in the eye, he, she will not see. And even if he, she see, what he, she see will not be correct. He, she will see very vaguely. So just as an eye, just as the eye that has a cataract does not see at all, or see very vaguely, very wrongly, in the same way, when this avijja, cataract, is present, then the person does not know the truth, and even if he knows, he will know, he, she will know wrongly. So having this avijja, ignorance, not knowing the truth and knowing wrongly present, then if they are desirable objects, then one will have attachment, greed, and if they are displeasurable objects, there will be hatred, aversion, anger. So when there are pleasurable things, at first he, she will have a weak form of tanha, weak form of craving, and then one will go on to have this balava tanha, strong form of craving, and one will become very attached, cling to it, and one will think that there is Jiva Atta, individual soul. So not knowing that there is only Nama Rupa, not knowing that there is only mentality and materiality, there will be perversion, vipallasa, perversion, that there is Jiva Atta, individual soul. So, believing in this Jiva Atta, individual soul, there will be Sanya Vipallasa, perversion of perception, and there will be Citta Vipallasa, perversion of knowing, and then Ditthi Vipallasa, perversion of wrong view. So, in order to be free from craving, one should be free from Ditthi, wrong view. So it is necessary to note the object at the moment of arising so that there will not be wrong view and one will not cling onto it. So, yogi should note the presently arising object without missing, without failing. So, in order to be able to note the presently arising object, one needs to put ardent effort, and one should always be alert, ready, and active, putting on effort to note the object. So if there is effort present all the time, then there will be sustained mindfulness. And when there is sustained mindfulness, the noting mind will stick onto the object of meditation, and the mind will not run elsewhere. So this viriya, effort, does not accept the kilesa defilements. So this viriya repels the kilesa defilements. And sati, mindfulness, protects the mind so that defilements cannot enter into the mind. And when there is viriya and sati, the noting mind will fall calm and collected on the object, and thus there will be samadhi, concentration. So when samadhi develops, the mind will not run elsewhere, and the mind will not get agitated with raga, lust, and the mind will not get agitated with dosa. So in this way, the mind will be calm and collected. So practice makes perfect. So when the yogi practice over and over again, yogi is developing viriya, and also they will be aiming, directing the mind towards the object and putting effort so that the noting mind will fall on the object. So viriya also supports the vitakka so that the noting mind will be direct or face to face with the object. So that's why in this way, viriya supports vitakka so that vitakka can apply the mind onto the object, and the noting mind will be direct or face to face with the object. So when the noting mind falls direct or face to face with the object over and over again, concentration, samadhi will arise. And the noting mind will fall calm and collected on the object. When the noting mind falls calm and collected on the object, then the yogi will come to know the nature of nama, and at the moment of noting the sitting down, yogi will come to know the series of intention to sit, which is the nama, mentality, and the actual sitting down, where the body becomes heavier, stiff, and so on. So knowing this nature of heaviness, stiffness, yogi also comes to know the rupa, materiality. So by noting at the moment of arising, at times the noting mind fall onto the rupa, materiality, and thus will know the rupa, materiality. At times when the noting mind falls on the nama, mentality, the yogi comes to know the nama, mentality. So in this way, the yogi comes to know distinctly between nama and rupa. So knowing thus, the yogi comes to understand that there is only nama, rupa, there is only mind and matter, and there is no jiva atta, the individual soul that is in the body. So yogi comes to understand through his or her experience that there is no jiva atta, individual soul, but the yogi knows that there is only nama, rupa, mind and matter. So in this way, the yogi comes to understand clearly, distinctly, that there is only nama, rupa. So there will be atta paccakka, there will be knowledge gained through personal experience of practice that there is only nama, rupa, mind and matter. So this stage is called nama, rupa, pariccheda jnana. It is knowledge into mind and matter. So it is said that nama rupana yathawa dassana daithi visuddhi nama. It means that when the yogi notes the object with aiming and effort, when the noting mind is direct or face to face with the object, the yogi comes to discern the nama, rupa, mind and matter distinctly. So knowing nama, rupa distinctly through one's own experience, there will be purification of the view, there will be ditthi, visuddhi, and his or her view will be purified. If one does not note at the moment of arising, he/she will not know the truth, and he/she will know wrongly, which is just the opposite of the truth. So if the yogi does not know or know wrongly, there will be attachment, craving, and then there will be wrong view that I am sitting. In the past also, it is I who sits. And also at the present, it is I who is sitting. And in the future, it will be I who will be sitting. So in this way, there will be ditthi, wrong view. So by knowing nama, rupa distinctly, this wrong view will be overcome. The wrong view of atta ditthi, the wrong view of soul or personality will be dispelled. So dispelling means this atta ditthi, wrong view of atta, is overcome. This wrong view of atta has no chance to arise when the yogi distinctly knows the nama, rupa through his or her own personal experience. So knowing distinctly the nama, rupa, mind and matter at the moment of arising, then the knowledge will be purified. So by noting at the moment of sitting down, yogi comes to know the series of nama, the series of mentality. By noting the sitting down, there is series of intention to sit. So what is this series of intention to sit? Is it jiva atta? No, it is not. But this series of intention to sit is nama, mentality. So is there Jiva Atta involved in this intention? No, it doesn't. So there is no Jiva Atta involved in the series of intention to sit. So this series of intention to sit is not Jiva Atta itself, and there is no Jiva Atta involved in this series of intention. There is anatta, non-self. There is no self involved. And the actual sitting down, the body becomes heavier, stiff and tense. So the yogi comes to know the rupa, materiality. So this rupa, is it Jiva Atta or not? If you come to think of it, one will see through his or her experience that there is no Jiva Atta, but there is rupa, the materiality. So in this case of sitting down, the heaviness, stiffness, tension, which is the rupa, materiality, that is present. So there is no Atta, but there is only Dhamma. Dhamma means the bhava, the Dhamma that is really assisting or that is really present. So what is really present is Nama. This Nama has the nature of this Nama, or the consciousness has the nature of knowing, cognizing, and Rupa has the nature such as heaviness, stiffness, tension, and so on. So coming to know the nature such as cognizing, stiffness, tension, heaviness, one should note at the moment of arising. Only by noting at the moment of arising, one will come to know the true nature which really exists. If one is not mindful, then one will have wrong view that it is the soul, or it is the person, or it is the atta that is sitting down. So in this way, if one is not mindful, there will be Sakkaya Ditthi. By noting at the moment of arising, the yogi discerns distinctly between Nama, Rupa, mind and matter, so that the yogi overcomes the view of Sakkaya Ditthi, and his or her knowledge will be purified. When the knowledge develops, then the Ditthi, wrong view, will be dispelled. Just as when light appears, darkness is dispelled. In the same way, when knowledge arises, when the knowledge knowing the true nature arises, then the Ditthi, wrong view, will be dispelled. So there is another example. Now the fans are on. In the fan there is motor, and the fan is made up of metal and alloy. So this metal and alloy alone, it is not living. There is no life in this metal or this iron in the fan. So this metal, iron alone will not move. So if you push the button, then the current will go through and the fan will start to rotate. And if you turn the speed button on, then the fan will rotate faster and faster. So in the same way, at the moment of sitting down, there is the intention to sit. So the intention to sit is just like pushing the button of the fan. So when there is series of intention to sit, the actual sitting down takes place. The body becomes heavy, stiff and tense, and it is compared to the fan rotating. So just as the fan is made up of the mortar, which is made of iron or steel or any kind of alloy, and there will be electric current going through the fan, which causes the fan to rotate. So in the same way, at the moment of sitting down, the nama, mentality, and rupa, materiality, combine together so that there is the actual movement of sitting down. So if the yogi is mindful, noting with effort, noting with ardent effort at the moment of sitting, this sati, samadhi, panya, mindfulness, concentration, and knowledge will develop. And by developing sati, samadhi, panya, the yogi discern distinctly between nama, rupa, and will know that the intention to sit down is the nama. It is the nama mentality, which is the intention to sit. And the actual sitting down, it is the rupa, materiality. So there is no atta. It is not atta, soul that is sitting down. It is not a living being sitting down. It is not a human or a deva, man or a woman who is sitting down, but it is only nama, rupa, mind and matter that is sitting down. So this will be known only if the yogi notes at the moment of arising. And in order to note, yogi should note with aim and effort so that the noting mind fall onto this sitting down, and the yogi comes to know that it is not the atta, so it is not the being or human or man or woman sitting down, but it is the nama, rupa. So in this way, the yogi overcomes the wrong view when he, she knows correctly through personal experience. When he, she comes to develop knowledge, then this wrong view is overcome. So when the yogi knows distinctly between this nama, rupa, if he, she think which is the cause of this sitting down, stiffness, tension, movement, which is the cause why the sitting down takes place. So if the person does not know distinctly the nama, rupa, he, she will have wrong view that this Mahabrahma is creating so that the person can sit down. So he, she will have wrong view that sitting down is created by the Mahabrahma. Not knowing the cause, there will be causeless view, there will be wrong view. There will be wrong view, causeless view, and not knowing that relative cause giving effect to relative result, then one will have a wrong view of Creator. So both this causeless view and the wrong view of Creator is wrong. So in the example, why is the fan rotating? The fan is rotating because the current goes through in the fan. So the rotation of the fan is the effect, and the flowing of the current is the cause. Because the cause is present, the cause, flowing of the current is present, then the effect, rotation, takes place. So just like in the example, the series of intention to sit down, it is the cause, which is nama, and the actual sitting down is the effect. So this cause and effect are arising continuously, just like a current. So if you turn off the button in the fan, then the electric current will not flow and the fan will stop. But before the fan stops, the fan will rotate slower and slower, and it will come to a stop. So in the same way, at the moment of sitting down, because there is intention to sit, the actual sitting down takes place. When the intention gets weaker, then the actual sitting down will get weaker. So when the intention to sit stops, then the sitting down will also stop. So in this way, only when there is intention, then the actual sitting down will take place. When there is no intention to sit, there will not be sitting. So in this way, the yogi will come to understand through practice. So by understanding through the practice, she will overcome the wrong view of Mahabrahma creating. When the yogi comes to know that the materiality, which is the effect, is caused by the nama mentality, which is the cause, then understanding this cause and effect, the nama intention giving rise to effect, sitting down, which is materiality, then the yogi comes to know that there is no Mahabrahma creating the sitting down. So in this way, by understanding that relative cause is giving effect to relative effect, the yogi comes to know that it is not the Mahabrahma which is creating, but there is only cause and effect. So this cause and effect are related. When there is the cause, there will be effect. When the cause becomes weak, the effect will also be weak. And when there is no cause, there will not be effect. So when the yogi is mindful at the moment of sitting down, when his or her sati, samadhi, panya becomes strong, she will come to know the cause and effect. So the intention to sit down, which is nama, mentality, is the cause, and the sitting down, materiality, is the effect. So this nama rupa, it is not created. There is only arising of the nama rupa as cause and effect. So it is called Paramattha, ultimate truth, which can be discerned through one's own experience of practice. So it is Atta Paccaka, which can be discerned through one's own experience. So by noting at the moment of arising, the yogi comes to see clearly the relation of cause and effect. So she will overcome the uncertainty whether it was created by the Mahabrahma in the past, whether the sitting down is created by Mahabrahma in the present, whether the sitting down will be created by Mahabrahma in the future. So by understanding cause and effect at the moment of sitting, she will overcome the wrong view, doubt and uncertainty of whether it is created or not. So this is the basic of this vipassana practice. So by noting continuously, one comes to know this nama rupa as cause and effect, so there will not be any perversion of sanya, there will not be perversion of perception. So by noting continuously, recording as the Nama Rupa arises as cause and effect, there will not be perversion of perception. And the object is known with the noting mind. And the Viriya Sati Samadhi will be present and one will come to know the true nature. So in this way, there will not be any doubt or any uncertainty, but one will come to a confirmation that there is only Nama Rupa. So in this way, one will be overcoming this ditthi, wrong view of Jiva Atta and Parama Atta. So this ditthi, wrong view will be overcome. So in this way, there will not be perversion. This ditthi vipallasa, perversion of view, will be lessened momentarily. But in order to eradicate this wrong view totally, one needs to practice so as to become a Sotapanna. So only when one has become a Sotapanna, one will overcome this wrong view, perversion of view, totally, permanently. So tomorrow Sayadaw will explain that by overcoming Sakkaya Ditthi, how the other kinds of Ditthi will also be dispelled.